Hello, my name is Justin Grass, and this is my final project presentation. So a little bit of background on the project. While working at Continental, marketing, communications, and a few other engineering departments approached us and asked us to come up with a better way to store and categorize these events. A lot of these business heads are being contacted by these event leads, the people organizing the event organizers, and they're asking us to show up. Can we bring some autonomous vehicles there? Can we hold a conference about this radar, this LiDAR, things like that? And a lot of these business heads are busy people. They don't have the time to verify these events. They don't know if it's really worth their time, worth the budget that they would have to allocate to that. And so what we decided to do was take this spreadsheet that marketing communications was using to keep track of the events and overhaul it, because that spreadsheet was absolutely awful. It was just the worst colors ever. The data in it was you couldn't do anything with it, and you couldn't filter because of how everything was formatted. So my idea was to build an app within R Shiny and make it a web app for people to use, so they could just have all that information in one central location and all work with it together. So let's run the app and take a look at it. So what you're greeted with initially is this data table. This is all the information. These are all the events that we have information on right now. And categories. These are tags for every single event that we feel describes it. There's things like smart cities, artificial intelligence, robotics, things like that. And so let's filter for industry events and smart cities. And we get one event back, CES. So we can click on CES and it will take us to a description of the event. Here we have the event name, an internal grade assigned to the event, the start and end date of the event formatted as year, month, day. Owner, these are people internally that are responsible for the logistics of the event. Speakers, these are people within Continental who spoke at the event or had some sort of presence there. Attendance, just a rough estimation by the marketing and communications team about who was there. And additional notes, these are just comments and observations that the marketing team had or other people who were at the event. And up here we have the categories associated with that event. Let's say we want to know more about CES than what we see here. We can hit this web search button. And what's going to happen is it takes you to Google and it does a Google search, and you're free to peruse and find out more information if you're interested in the event. What we can also do is we can edit the event. Let's say CES wasn't a full A+ this year. It kind of got downgraded to an A, and we want to change the name to Consumer Electronics Show, so it's more descriptive. We can update this event, and let's go. We have to do it this way right now, and here we see, okay, the event Consumer Electronics Show, grade A. And now let's say that someone within our self-driving function wants to know more about it, but they couldn't be bothered to load up the website. Just send me a file. I don't really care. Just get me what I need. And so we can click this Generate Report button, and we're going to save it as the CES report. Yes, we will save over it. That's fine. Go here. CES report. We'll open it with Internet Explorer. And here we go. Here's all that information minus the categories on this one page. You can just download it and send it to someone, and it gives them this quick overview of what it is. And if they're interested in it, they can choose to explore more or delegate to someone, hey, can you look into this a little bit more for me? Or they can just say, you know what, this isn't really what we should devote our time to. Let's just move on. And also we can delete an event. So let's go to post CES. So here's not a lot of information on it. It's just, okay, here's this internal event that after CES we got together. You know, we don't think we're going to do it again. Let's just remove it from our database. So select an event to delete. Are you sure you wanted to delete post CES, or did you want to delete something else? Yes, post CES, delete. So we come here and we go back to it's directing us back to our filter page, and we see that there is no longer a post CES here. There's nothing here. We've removed it from the database. It's completely gone. If you wanted to add it back in, we go to our add event category. So let's go to post CES, grade It's not really applicable here, so we'll just leave it blank. Start date, end date, that's fine. Owner, whatever. Categories, attendance, internal, and additional information updated from last post CES event. Let's add this event. And let's clear our filters. Just refresh the page and post CES. Let's click on it and see. Okay, well, here's post CES. We can see that all that information that we left blank came back as NA. And here's all the information that we put in. Let's say we also wanted to go back. Maybe I want to know if we had any customers there. Was Ford at any of these events? And it turns out that we don't actually have a category for Ford, but we might want to know that. That might be useful for Ford sales teams. And let's go to add that in. What events should they target? So let's go to this add category. We'll type in Ford and all the events that we knew that Ford was at. So let's say Consumer Electronics Show and the North American International Auto Show. Let's add the categories, and we come back, can type in Ford, and would you look at that? Ford's right there. Filter, and there's those two events that we saw. And just to confirm again, right there, Ford was involved. Let's say that, we don't really want this anymore. Let's go to remove category. That's a typo. We can work on that later. Let's get rid of GM. All right, and delete. Same thing like that. Like the delete event. Select the one that you really want to remove and delete. Category has been removed. Clear filters. Type in GM, and GM is gone. That is the overall structure of the application. There's some things that need to be worked on. Renaming some columns, bit of formatting. These buttons could be in better spots, but overall the functionality and the purpose is there. I hope you enjoyed it and you thought it was useful. I guess we could get a little bit into the code as well. So there's about 500 lines, maybe 400 if you exclude all the white space in the comments. But a lot of it is data wrangling, grabbing this data from this data frame, manipulating it and transforming it in ways that will be useful to us. But that's all in there. And there's a README that's involved. It tells you everything that you need to know. So thank you very much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the presentation.